and welcome to another edition of A Shave and a Song, a show all about shaving with a straight razor while listening to some great music while we do it. How you doing? Missed you last week, but you know, sometimes you just need to take a little break and go do other things. And I had to get some things done around the house last week, and so that's what I did. Been doing it this week too, but you know, the sun's out today, so got to take advantage of it. Deep cleansing breath, getting us ready for the day. Going to be shaving with my Dovo, best quality, custom zebrawood scales. And down to the last couple of shaves with some Barrister and Mann Seville. And I'm kind of disappointed because that means I'm going to have to go buy some more. And Barrister and Mann Seville Aftershave. And then Clubman Pinuad. Pinuad. So let's just jump right to it, shall we? Hope you had a great week. Getting ready to start another great week. So the artist I'm featuring today is probably one that I'm venturing to guess most people have heard of. You know, a lot of times I'll feature artists and bands that maybe are known only to a select group of people that fancy a particular genre. Well, today I think the artist I'm featuring is pretty widely known. Maybe not everybody has listened to him, but I think everybody at least knows the name. I'm of course speaking of Yngwie Malmsteen. I first discovered Yngwie back in the late 80s. So it's been a while. So back in the late 80s, you know, a friend of mine brought over a tape. CDs were out, but they were still fairly new. But I think in the late 80s, mid to late 80s, a friend brought over a tape. He introduced me to Yngwie. Didn't tell me who it was, and I just sat there. When it started playing, I was just mesmerized by what was going on, and I just thought, man, this is great. So he let me borrow a couple of tapes with Yngwie Malmsteen on them, and I listened. But it wasn't until a few years later, got the water a little bit too hot. There we go. Wasn't until a few years later that I was perusing a record store. They were still selling records. Not as many, but still. Let's call it a music store. And they had one Yngwie Malmsteen CD for sale. You know, back where I grew up, you know, they didn't have a unlimited variety of music. You pretty much had to, your choices were what was on the shelf, and you didn't get to listen to it beforehand, you know. And it was pretty much just what was popular on the radio, be it country or rock or whatever. And so you couldn't just go out and buy an Yngwie album, you know, or a CD. You would have to order it. And when you order it, you have to know what you want because there's no way to preview it first. So in '92, somehow, for some reason unknown, a music store that I frequented got one Yngwie Malmsteen CD in. It was called Fire and Ice. I think that, like I said, 1992. That's when this album was released, and I bought it. And I loved it. Still listen to it quite a bit today. Let's go for the first pass. So Yngwie is the inventor of neoclassical rock, meaning that he was very, very heavily influenced by the classics, you know, like Bach and Paganini and people like that. And so when you listen to his music, he's taking that, that style of playing, that old classical style of playing, and coming through a screaming guitar amplifier and speeding it up, and when he's doing those arpeggios, you can't even, his fingers are a blur, so I hate to call it shredding, because this is actually, I mean, it is shredding, but it's shredding in a classical style, if you will. There we go. He's had over 20 albums and counting in his career. He just released another album this year, 2019. He tours greatly. By the way, he's from Sweden. Swedish guitarist. Tours all over the place. He's played with some big names, including the Super G3 or G3 Super Tour with Joe Satriani and Steve Vai. That was a great concert if you haven't seen that one. He has several songs featured in several Guitar Hero games. He's a fun guitarist to listen to. Much of the time he isn't singing. He is the one playing the guitar, and he'll have a band and there'll be a singer in the band, and that's going to be the song that I feature today will be him on guitar and obviously somebody else singing. Not obviously, but that is the case here. If you've ever seen him live, boy, that guy, he just throws the guitar all over the place. Throws it up, catches it, spins the strap around his neck and catches it just in time to play the next notes. So he's every bit a showman as he is a player. If you've ever heard him before, you can't help but be impressed. He has an unmistakable sound. If you've never heard him before, I think you're missing out. I'm not saying that he's going to be beloved by everybody, but you have to be impressed by what he does. So the song I'm featuring today is from that very first Yngwie Malmsteen CD that I bought back in 1992, which was the release of that CD. The CD was entitled, and still is entitled, Fire and Ice. And this is probably my favorite song off that CD. Happened to be track number 1. I can still remember it, popping it in the stereo and listening to it for the first time and just went, and I still love it. So this is from Fire and Ice, 1992, Yngwie Malmsteen and Dragonfly. Yngwie Malmsteen, 1992 Fire and Ice album, Dragonfly. I gotta stop it because it's gonna go to the next song. So he definitely, his fans, his audience, when you see him live, they definitely have a signature move when they're listening to Yngwie, and that's when he's doing some of the hammer-ons or the pull-offs and whatnot. They all do this as he's doing his thing. It's a pretty cool thing to see. Probably not one of the better examples of some of the neoclassical sounds in the music. You can definitely hear it in a lot of other songs that he does. This one, just a little taste, but I'm playing it today because, again, that was the very first song from my very first Yngwie album that just really hit home with me, and I really took off as a fan. So, hope you liked it today. That was Shaving with some Barrister and Mann Seville. Let's go ahead and cap it off now with some Barrister and Mann Seville Aftershave, followed by some Clubman Pinuad. They did a good job, Barrister and Mann did a good job with this scent because it really stays with you throughout the day. And it's not overpowering, overbearing, but it's a nice scent that just reminds you of a good morning shave and the freshness of it. And then tomorrow when I get in the shower, I'll get just a hint of it again as that water splashes the face, and I like that. Yeah, I'm ready to go. By the way, I'm wearing my Fender shirt today in honor of Yngwie with his signature Fender Stratocaster. All right, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed listening to some good guitar music. And as always, hit the like button and leave some comments. Let me know what you think. If you have an artist or a song or a band or whoever you want me to take a listen to, go ahead and leave that in the comment section down below as well. Hit the subscribe button and the alarm bell so you know when we come out with a new show. And as always, probably the most important thing is spread the news. Let everybody else know we're doing this. See if we can get a few more followers. Yes, it's a very eclectic show. It's a weird show. Probably nothing else like it out there. But we have some fun and listen to some great tunes. Well, that's it for me today. I'm ready to embrace today and do my thing. I hope you are too. So live life, everybody. Enjoy music. And as always, happy shaving.